Well, gang, it's officially happening. The Republicans gained the House, and as of Thursday, the Republican House Oversight Committee has announced they're launching an investigation into Joe and Hunter's business dealings. The investigation is to determine if Biden is compromised or swayed by foreign dollars, or involved in money laundering, or tax evasion, or human trafficking. I mean, I want to know, but I also kind of don't want to know, but I actually really want to know. I mean, they don't call him the sniffer in chief for nothing.
With his family about their business dealings. That was a lie. Whistleblowers described President Biden as chairman of the board for these businesses. He personally participated in meetings and phone calls. Documents show that he was a partner with access to an office. To be clear, Joe Biden is the big guy. This evidence raises troubling questions about whether President Biden is a national security risk and about whether he is compromised by foreign governments.
And we all know by now that Joe Biden was, of course, named the big guy by Hunter's associates in a deal in which Joe allegedly got a 10% stake in a Chinese company. He's also named as that P word in Hunter Biden's phone.
Well, you must have a favorite kind of prey.
Allegedly, that's ignorant.
Now, you might remember the Hunter Biden laptop was allegedly a Russian disinformation campaign before the 2020 election, but after the 2020 election, whoops, it was real after all.
And I think it's also important to understand, never forget how this story has changed. I mean, think about this. When it started off, it was, no, it's not his laptop. It's not his laptop. Then it was, well, it's his laptop, but remember, it's Russian disinformation and no one did anything wrong. Then it was, well, maybe he did something wrong, but President Biden didn't know about it. And now it's, well, maybe President Biden knew about it and was involved, but it didn't influence his decisions. Wow, we've went from it wasn't his laptop and it was Russian disinformation to, oh, whatever was in there didn't affect the president's business dealings, even though he was involved, even though the laptop was real, even though it wasn't disinformation. That's how far we've come.
We also know that the FBI, DHS, Facebook, and Twitter were all working together to bury it. That's another report detailed by The Intercept just a few weeks ago. And yet, despite this fake news disinformation narrative, committee Republicans have found evidence of over 50 countries the Bidens did business with, mostly through shell companies to try and hide the money.
The deals were often led by Hunter Biden, and that map there behind Clay shows all the countries where the Bidens had a footprint in international business dealings.
These companies drummed up over 150 suspicious activity reports from banks. Those reports show dealings with suspected human traffickers.
One SAR generated by an American bank to the Treasury Department connects Hunter Biden and his business associates to international human trafficking, among other illegal activities. The money that was being made from foreign principals in the same room as Joe Biden was increasingly spent on furthering illegal activity. The SAR showed that Hunter Biden was conducting business with suspected human traffickers. The money gained through influence peddling was funneled to a suspected criminal enterprise, again, one linked to human trafficking.
Which is probably why all of a sudden the White House is like, no, those reports, we don't need to release those or investigate them, or they're just spam. Let's sweep it under the rug.
We have repeatedly called on the Biden Treasury Department to release additional financial documents to committee Republicans, but thus far Treasury has refused. We also found evidence Hunter Biden sought to evade these SARs using his financial advisor, coincidentally a Clinton administration official.
And quick disclaimer, I'd like to get ahead of this by saying Comer and Jim Jordan didn't kill themselves.
The Biden administration has answered none of our requests for information regarding the Biden family or the financial transactions they engaged in. Instead, the Biden administration has spent over $250,000 to staff to, quote, deflect Hunter stories.
It's also been confirmed that Hunter earned over $11 million from deals with Ukraine and China over the course of just 5 years. Biden has denied up and down about knowing anything about it, despite him flying Hunter around on Air Force Two and the inconvenient fact that they also shared a bank account. There's also the part where he met with and entertained Hunter-connected Chinese executives at the White House in 2014. I mean, I know we all think the dude is senile, but he can't be that senile. This year, Biden also sold 1 million barrels of oil to one of the Chinese companies connected to Hunter. The full list of alleged crimes are
conspiracy or defrauding the United States, wire fraud, conspiracy to commit wire fraud, violation of the Foreign Agents Registration Act, violations of the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, violations of the Trafficking Victims Protection Act, tax evasion, money laundering, and conspiracy to commit money laundering. The Biden family's business dealings implicate a wide range of criminality, from human trafficking to potential violations of the Constitution.
All of these are supposedly already backed up by evidence. Beyond, of course, what we, the people of the internet, know about. Comer announced that the committee is actively seeking documents related to these charges and stressed that these are the things the committee has already found evidence on, which suggests there could be more? He said that the committee sent letters to the heads of the National Archives and Records Administration, Federal Bureau of Investigation, and Treasury Department requesting documents on the Biden family's business negotiations, domestic and abroad. The White House, meanwhile, says the whole thing is a sham based off of long-debunked conspiracy theories. Yeah, except the debunked conspiracy theory has been debunked. Joe Biden and his staff have stated on 7 different occasions that Biden had no knowledge of or wasn't involved in any of this family business, which was clearly a lie. Despite these claims, CNN says the Biden administration has been prepping for an investigation for months. They claim that these investigations and the Republicans behind them are threats to national security. CNN also admits that White House staff has been coached on how to make it not look like they're influencing political missions, which doesn't have the positive connotations that CNN seems to think it does. This is just one of the many investigations that the GOP is bringing to the White House, and boy, can I not wait for the popcorn. I mean, realistically, probably nothing is going to happen because it's Joe Biden and the Democrats. But at the very least, the media spin will be highly entertaining. Alright gang, that is it for this video, and you guys know the drill. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all of the things, because you know what? Biden and human trafficking in the same video? How much more censorship worthy could it get? So if you are watching this video and have made it this far, thank you for tuning in. Please check out the various support options down in the description because YouTube is not going to run ads on this. And I will see you in the next one.